Hey, quick, click on Conan O'Brien right now. Louis C.K. needs $5. Alright, Louis C.K. doesn't need your $5, but if you click on Conan O'Brien up above, you'll be taken to Louis C.K.'s website, where you can buy a copy of Mr. Seckley's new film, Tomorrow Night. And let's be clear, despite Louis C.K.'s statements that Tomorrow Night was made in 1998, this week on Late Night with David Letterman and on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, it clearly wasn't. His appearance on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, where Stewart pretended to have given Louis C.K. $5,000 to get the film done, is all the proof you need of that. And look up at that picture of Conan again. See the date on the YouTube trailer for Louis C.K.'s Tomorrow Night? There's a clue too. By the way, for accuracy, some of these words have been crossed out. They don't belong here. I thank the commenter who wrote this for calling me out on the matter, and I invite you to stay tuned for more, none of which matters. Louis C.K. is a marketing genius and a smart enough business person to realize that he needed to enlist the help of a serious distribution company to get Tomorrow Night out there. A bumpkin, this Louis C.K. is not. Look at this picture. There's a download of Tomorrow Night coming at me from, Amazon Web Services. As I pointed out when Louis C.K. opened the floodgates for media business change, he understands that there's nothing to stop you once you've downloaded Tomorrow Night from seeding the latest Louis C.K. masterpiece to some torrent service, sharing it with the world for free. So, in typical Louis C.K. style, even that's being covered on the Tomorrow Night page. Take a look. And this story, by the way, is about Influency, and you, way more than about Louis C.K. or Tomorrow Night. In the posts I've written this week, one on business model Influency and this one about different types of intelligence, I showed you how your back catalog of content can drive your ongoing content marketing efforts. Given Louis C.K.'s immense popularity and the strong likelihood that there are about a zillion people looking for Tomorrow Night today, I sure was glad to have a few Louis C.K. stories here to point to, and the very much in context and timely opportunity to capitalize on that. Maybe we can even generate enough traffic to crack the popularity list that this piece about how much money Louis C.K. has in his PayPal account is on, and always seems to be on, as I write this. If we do, expect something from me like this story about Louis C.K. and transparency. And it's about that too. Isn't my transparency in writing about Louis C.K.'s Tomorrow Night obvious? Of course it is. So, you know what to do next. Right? I'm the answer guy, and I'll be back.